Are we red yet?
Look how you sweat.
Are we live?
You know, like, your face is sweating.
I'm perspiring.
Okay, so we should be live then now.
Are we live?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, hi, I'm Never Riding. Welcome to the ESK8 UK live show. I'm Never Riding. We have Silent Sookie, and today's co-host guest is Torrie. Torrie, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing? Well, I guess never you.
Yeah, I know. Silent Sookie is just doing what Silent Sookie does, which is being silent. I'm good. The weather's nice. I wish I was out riding because the weather is nice. And actually, I
Yes.
charge my board up so I can, don't suffer from a little range anxiety. How's your boards doing? Everything charging?
Yeah, I've noticed a little bit of a decline in one of my batteries, and I've been having issues with my belt drive. But I've always got something going on with my boards, but it's just because I ride them pretty considerably hard, but
Yeah, I know that feeling. I was riding. I had the 6-inch Novas on this the other day, and I was riding full throttle for like at least a good 20 minutes. And I was eating up the range pretty quick. I was surprised. I don't usually do that because I'm usually rolling on things. And, I'm trying to get as much mileage as possible. So coming up on 20 miles and being halfway through my battery was like, wait, what? I haven't seen that in a long time. I'm trying.
yeah. I don't have any firsthand experience of what I hear changing your wheels can really do a whole lot. Like I want to try a board with tires on it, or I am considering just getting tires for a board I already have. Just because, it does look like a lot of fun when, you see somebody riding through grass or something and actually going somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole new world. That's why you need multiple boards. Once, some
Yeah.
boards with your fanes and other boards set up with your street wheels. How many boards do you got, Torrie?
How many in total or how many that's working? Because that's two different numbers for me.
We'll go total. We'll go total.
Total, I think I've had 6 electric boards.
Okay.
Um, and then right now working, I have 3, but my main one I've been using recently is my Meepo Mini, which it's a fun board. It's definitely different from your normal long boards. But as I said, I'm having issues with my belt drive, and then the other board, I'm in the middle of switching over the decks because the last deck was damaged.
Okay. And you do all that work yourself?
Yeah.
Oh wow. How long
Yeah.
does it take to do a deck swap?
Um. Well, how long have I been doing it?
No, how wow. Start to finish. Sitting there taking off the trucks and the wheels and putting a new deck on.
Well, that doesn't normally take me too long. I did have an issue with the wiring because I had a Karamoa board, which is something I got on Temu, which was surprisingly a really good board for a minute. Um, but it ended up getting water damage, but I still had the deck and all the pieces. So I was thinking, what if I just like transferred the battery and everything over onto that deck? Well, I didn't consider the different lengths or anything, and it happened to be like a centimeter too short for the wiring to work, so I had to take it all right back off. Yeah, yeah. So then after that, I was kind of just kicking my feet, like, man, I guess I'll put a pause on this. But I ended up getting it back on another board because I've had 2 InstaWheel V8s, which was also one of those was my first electric skateboard. But yeah, now it's kind of just down to getting everything to make sure it's attached right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm going through them right now, trying to weed out the ones that I don't want or can't use anymore, and figuring out what's next. But we got some. I got some good news from Skateboard Electrics today. The first 30 boards should be ready somewhere around September.
Ooh, that's
So
exciting. Yeah, what is that? 2 months away then? Two or
yeah,
three?
exactly. So that is really good news because that means you'll have yours shortly thereafter.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you'll have your tires. You have your one
Yeah,
board.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be trying tires out. Um, I f- I don't know. It's gonna be definitely different. All terrain. I've never technically really had an all terrain board, and
Yeah, it's there's so many different wheels out there. It's no one wheel to rule them all. That's one of the philosophies I say all the time. There is no one wheel to rule them all. Right now, these are the 125s. I don't know if I can get a good picture of it. 125 Mad Wheels, and they're so much different than the 105 Mads. It's I don't know if it's the extra weight, the size, the everything, the bigger contact patch. Uh, I found myself swinging out, but always able to just grab the edge again. It never fully slides. It always just skirts a little bit.
gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to embrace the skirt and see how long I can get it to last without sliding out completely. So yeah, it's these are really interesting wheels. These are the biggest wheels I've ever rode on, the widest contact patch. So everything really translates different, and it definitely adds a different weight to the board because with the 6-inch pneumatics, it's a narrow 56 millimeter like contact patch, which is they're right here. Look at the difference. You
Oh yeah,
know,
you can definitely see the width difference there. Yeah.
so I'm doing like 30, 40 miles an hour and drifting hard on the streets with this thing, with these wheels. And I'm not doing that with the 6-inch Novus. It's
Yeah. No.
contact, so I'll really slide. But with this, you can just keep drifting it around and drifting it around. It's a really fun
Yeah.
ride.
Those would
And
be
it's,
great to pair with some slide gloves with some pucks.
yeah, yeah,
I feel like it offered good stability and like you could really get into a slide.
I'm working on it. I believe
Yeah.
you're correct. I just don't haven't grown the kahunas to commit to that slide yet.
Yeah.
But I'm just working on not panicking when I slide in a turn
Uh,
and not.
Understandable. For sure. Yeah, I definitely get it.
But yeah, you're a dirt rider. Like I mean, you not so much that you're a dirt rider, but even with your street wheels, your streets are really mangled. If I understand correctly, you don't have like a whole lot of pristine, beautiful asphalt to ride on.
Um, it kind of just depends on what it feels like every other road where I live at, like the road to the skate park that's right next to the skate park, complete and utter shit. But the hill I grew up on actually isn't horrible.
Okay.
Sometimes they fix the roads, sometimes they just destroy it for the entire summer and have a gravel strip, but it's just kind of give and take with that.
Speaking of the summer, so how long do you get to ride? Like, when's your season over? Too many
My
leaves.
season never ends. I get seasonal depression too bad. I was miserable this last winter and like I would go out like with layer on layer on layer, like with this being the only part you could see. Yeah. Yeah. I'd miss it too much.
Okay. You got any parking garages around there? That's what I usually tell people. Find yourself a nice indoor parking garage and just hit those levels.
Yeah, not really. We don't I the population in my town's about 20,000.
Okay.
So we have parking lots, but nothing like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's always fun. Couple of parking garages come they're fun. Got to watch out for the grease, but and the oil stains. But yeah, bombing parking lots. That's one of me and my son's favorite things to do. Just go to the top, get that beautiful view, and then
Oh
see
yeah.
how to ride back down without losing it and watching out for the same time. You know.
Oh God, yeah. That does. I can definitely see the appeal behind that.
Yeah, I was in the parking lot yesterday morning.
I'm gonna have to give that a go.
It's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It's especially when it's some snow on the ground. You know, just driving someplace and finding one. It's beautiful. It's a lot of sanity.
Oh yeah, I trust me, I get it.
So what do you think of the shine on the board? I was using that PV cleaner stuff to shine it up the other day, and I'm kind of pleased. You know, you can see that mirror
I think
finish.
yeah, I'd call it reflective at this point.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty darn good. I'm not
So that works for everything. That works for the deck itself. That works for. I mean, I'm assuming it doesn't work for the grip.
well because it's full of a lot of alcohol and evaporates well. You can get some dust and dirt off the grip tape with it, and it will
Okay.
still evaporate. You know, it's not going to leave a sticky residue where you feeling like it's greasy and oily. So um, it's more like an alcohol, not a ammonia. You know, and
Okay.
it's been very gentle on the paint job. Um, the vinyl is vinyl wrapping, so it hasn't changed the color of the vinyl wrap. Um,
Yeah.
it hasn't changed the
I'm
texture.
I'm actually more of like I buy full sets. I never wanted to even work on my boards, but you got to kind of get over that. You realize if you have e-boards, you got to kind of,
Yeah.
you got to learn a little bit about it, but tell me about the vinyl wraps cuz I've never like
But this is just something I did myself. When I first saw the M boards design for the endurance, I thought it didn't say M boards enough to me. It didn't really scream the luxury. It was like the most expensive board that I had had. So I
oh
wanted,
yeah,
yeah, I wanted something that kind of screamed luxury. So I figured if you can't go wrong with that Gucci pattern, and
yeah.
it just says M boards, M boards, M boards, M boards. So that's the. I went to the same people that wrap cars. That
Okay.
yeah. I just said, listen, I need
They throw you a pretty decent deal on doing that? Smaller perimeter.
Yeah and no. The more you get, the cheaper it gets. If you get
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
yeah, because they're using the same amount of vinyl, no matter what. So um,
Ah, shit.
yeah,
Gotcha.
at some point it makes sense to just get like 3 or 4 of them at a time instead of just one. You know,
Yeah.
um, like one might be 40, but 4 or 5 might be 50. It's like yeah, throw that. Give me the extra 4 for $10 more. And yeah, it just looks pretty. You can get anything you want on there, and I figured it would. It's how I
Yeah. Riding
make
style.
riding style make mine stand out a
So
little bit from the rest
you
of them.
probably ride on fairly like there's probably not a whole lot of debris on the roads that you're riding on, huh? Do you have an issue with that debris coming up and hitting,
Yeah,
everything on the bottom of your board inside your belts? Just
I do. If I do, and so I gotta definitely take that into consideration. Um, I try not to ride too many new spots. I like to know um, what I'm looking out for. You know what I mean? I like to know where all the
understandable.
potholes and stuff are. If I can, keep it in a familiar setting. So
Yeah.
um, with that, I know there's a couple of spots where it's just going to be too low, and I'm gonna scrape the bottom. And then it's
Okay.
also, if it happens, it happens. It's a skateboard. It's not the end of
Yeah.
the. I do try and keep them as clean as possible, but then I go through this moment when it's like once it's dirty, I almost don't care no more. It's just going to keep getting dirtier and dirtier. So, and then
Yeah.
each
I
time I come,
definitely
like, gotta clean it.
I definitely see like Like I'll go and I'll deep clean all of it, like especially in between like, my spacers and bearings and just like, and then I'll either put I'll put different kinds of lubricant to kind of check that out, and I've been trying to figure out what I like the most. Here recently I've just been using weed eater oil actually to cycle oil, and that's
Okay.
actually done me some decent good. It is messy. It is very messy. So it's definitely for your back road board or how, it's not for your nice like show off luxury board, but yeah.
Yeah. What did you just say? I was about to ask you about that. The oil. So what was it? Something about you said the oil on the board. I wanted to touch on that. So I know I use like different grease. So you're using that oil on your bearings?
Do what?
You're using that oil on your bearings or like on your wheel bearings, or what are you using that oil on?
Yeah, on the wheels,
Okay.
like in the wheels. Yeah.
So a problem that I've been having is my the bolts on the top of my deck uh getting a little greasy. I mean no, getting a little rusty.
Oh
Um
yeah.
yeah, so I gotta figure out, like we were just talking the other day about that corrosion resistant spray that works like 2 years inside, 1 year outside. I might need to grab something like that because
Yeah, I probably need to as well because every one of my deck screws is rusty on every single one of my boards. So
yeah, yeah, I don't like that.
yeah, no, definitely, I understand. Like I I don't personally like I don't personally go through and like stress over that because I don't know. I guess I started boarding with my mom and dad's hand me down like skateboard, so I kind of just
Oh, I
was
never knew
used to
that.
kind of. Yeah, but I definitely understand the appeal behind it. Keep your boards nice. If I did, I'd probably have 5 working ones. But yeah.
Have your mom and dad tried the e-skateboards?
Actually, yes, which neither one of them really are into skating like anymore at all. My dad is not a huge fan of it at all, but he loved it. I got pictures of both my parents on my boards. They both go slow as hell, but it's always a great time. I'll tag along with my normal long board and I'll still outskate them, but it's always fun, when they're willing to do something with you that you enjoy to do.
Yeah, yeah. I was just talking to my son and said, season's here, man. When we gonna get our riding in? So
Yeah,
hopefully we'll get
yeah.
out tonight, maybe when it cools off.
Oh yeah, I definitely. Oh man, that is one thing that's so nice about going from normal skateboarding to like electric. Like it's some great wind in your face. Really cools you off. I've skated to the last 3 jobs I've had, just because it kind of gets me in the mood to be there at work a little bit better. But
Yeah,
I can remember getting off as like a server and just like thinking, man, it's so hot back there in the kitchen. I can't wait till I get off and I get to skate home and feel that breeze. And it was always
yep,
nice. It was always something to look forward to.
yeah. I show up about an hour early at work. I don't have to be there at 7. I try and show up about 5:45 just so I can ride in the parking lot at my job. And
Yeah.
they got new asphalt there. They laid down new asphalt. So I mean, like I've got over 20 miles of trails to ride at my job, and a good portion of that is freshly paved asphalt. No oil from people changing their oil, doing oil changes on the road, and
Oh yeah.
um, not a lot of debris. If just sticks and some nuts and stuff, and a rock here and there.
Yeah.
It's usually pristine asphalt, so smooth, so buttery smooth. It's a shame. So
Yeah.
yeah, I know the feeling of like just leaving the job and feeling that cool air is the best, man. It is the best.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of that at ESK8 Con too at night. I'm telling you. It's like,
So does it go through night as well?
well, the event is from like what 9 to 5, basically, something like that.
Okay.
But couple of nights there's the group rides at night, the Friday night ride. It's like a Friday and a Saturday night ride for sure. Um, and somewhere around Wednesday or Thursday morning, we do the Red Rock in the morning. And I usually try and do the Red Rock at least 2 or 3 times. It's too beautiful to do once. Um, it's too beautiful to do once. That's all. There's nothing else compares to 14 miles of state ride through a state park. You can
Oh
see
yeah.
the different time layers of time in the mountains, all the different sediments that come over the millions and billions of years. So it's beautiful. And just, getting to the top, taking a break, taking a smoke break or whatever, it's the best. It is the best.
Yeah.
It is the
I feel
best.
like skating really does make you appreciate just being outside and what like nature has to offer.
Yeah, for sure.
I know it definitely has influenced me to like appreciate things a lot more and get
Yeah,
outside. It really does make you feel better.
yeah. And I love how when you're on a skateboard, you really appreciate the topography of the land.
Oh
Roads
yeah.
you didn't know was uphill. It seemed like it was flat, but no, this is really going uphill, or this is really going downhill. And the different smells. You don't get all of that when you're in the car, but just the different
Yeah,
smells. The temperature changes. You're like, oh, whoa, I'm going
yeah.
to a cold
You
spot.
don't really get the sun, the feeling of the sun on your skin either. Like you
Yeah,
want to think you do, but you really don't. In comparison, you really don't. You're not breathing the same air, Your AC isn't the same air as wind blowing in your face and
right. Yo, Craig, how you doing? Craig Taylor, Torrie, Craig Taylor. The world, who hasn't met Torrie yet, this is Torrie Cook. She's an up and coming rider, racer from Missouri, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yes.
And she rides acoustic. She's been riding acoustic skateboards for what, 8 years?
Yeah, 8 or 9.
8 or 9 years, and electric for about 3 years now. And she is a diehard skater. She reminds me a lot of myself when I first started. Just about anything is just the most important and passionate thing in my life, and that's how that's how Tori is about skating, and that's what made me think, you know what, she would be perfect for the show because she loves skating just as much as the rest of us knuckleheads. So, you know, um, anybody got any questions for Tori? Pop on and say hi, or ask away. But yeah, she's a skater chick. Those are rare. She's a real skater chick, not just a poser.
Oh
Yo, Al.
God, yeah.
So
Yeah,
Alan,
I don't know. I feel like.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
And I was gonna say Alan is he also races the skateboard electrics dragon, the same board you'll be riding on. So he
That's
can give you,
exciting. Okay, so personal experience and give me pointers on that.
yeah, yeah. Him and Anthony, they're really good riders, very knowledgeable. We got a think tank of we talk about the board and what we learned, different techniques, different settings, and what works and what doesn't, or you know
Oh yeah, I
things
could definitely use some advice on the settings. That's one thing about me. I've never been too tech savvy, and I mean I've kind of stopped being so closed-minded about it because I never wanted to have to fuck with it. To me, it's like a doctor doing surgery on their child. I get it's not my child, but might as well be. So it's
nah,
just
for
a lot of
real.
pressure, and yeah.
Totally. It's look, I call whenever I'm opening this thing up. There's a couple of people I get on the phone first, and then
Yeah,
okay, I'm
yeah.
turning the screw, and then all right, I got you. Calm down, relax. You got your napkins. I'm like, yeah, I got my paper
Yeah.
towel. Okay,
Is it hot in here? Are you hot? I got
and
hot all of a sudden.
I take the
Yeah,
cover off.
absolutely.
Then I take the
Yeah.
cover off. Like, okay, tell me what you see, So I totally get it. I'm not the most comfortable taking these things apart yet either. And
Yeah.
I haven't done any programming to change the vest because it's like it's fast enough. Like, what can I do to? What do I need to go faster,
Yeah.
go slower? I do wish I could make my brakes stronger. Something's going on with my brakes where my brakes don't really like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
slam.
there's most companies offer like different like gears for the brakes as well as, like just the normal throttle, and like I did not realize until I want to say like that's one thing that I will say Meepo does pretty good. Like they're not always the most reliable like sturdy boards there are, but like their brakes are just as good, and to me that's important, you know. You never
Yeah.
know when like last minute you got to stop on a dime. Like I'd rather the board just throw me off, and than for it to just skid into whatever it is I'm trying to avoid.
Mm-hmm. No, I concur. I don't care a whole lot about going, but I definitely need to stop when I need to stop. That is not
Yeah, absolutely.
that is not negotiable.
Yeah, I feel like as long as brakes should be the same level as your throttle. You should be able to stop just as good as you can go. As long as it's like pretty close, then I feel like it's a pretty evened out board. And
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of even out, how do you like your bushings? How do you usually set your trucks? You like them loose or um,
um I don't know. I haven't really rode a whole lot of boards that, another skater has set up, so I don't.
okay?
I guess it's all about perspective with that. I mean, I don't like riding with anything like too loose, and when I'm wanting to ride with my slide gloves, I'll tighten them up a little bit more.
Well, that was my
Um,
next question. How often do you tighten them or loosen them? Do you do that multiple times when you ride, or do you go out?
oh God, I probably need to do it more. I'll do it right before I go out if I'm like, oh shit, I haven't checked it at all. I know it's important. You should be looking at your board like a little pre-trip and every time when you ride, but I'm horrible about it. I've lost a couple screws like on my boards, and then it's just, oh man, other three gotta be on top of those ones.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
funniest thing. You get home and you're like, I could have swore there was four bolts when I left the house.
Oh God, yeah. That's another thing. I need to find somewhere online and make sure I buy the right size. But I need some more bolts that hold like the gear to the motor on my belt drive.
Okay.
Cause yeah, cause I've also gotten pretty close to stripping a couple. I've already got one stripped, and man, once you have one stripped in your motor, like this bolt is going to be the death of me. Like early onset high blood pressure, all because of this one bolt. I think I might have a solution to getting it out, but it just, it will hold your belt weird and just not straight, and it's a real pain in the ass. So
Yeah, yeah, and I get the feeling. I know the feeling. I mean, um, there was that Velar that I just had. There was a strip bolt on the motor, and it's a gear motor, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. Go back to whence you came. Go whence you came.
So, what was your solution? Did you reach a solution with it, or?
I returned it to the owner.
Oh,
I'm,
gotcha. Yeah.
I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah, no, it's rough to deal with. I'm dealing with it. Haven't found a solution yet. I'll let you know if I ever do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, now I hate Allen wrenches. Never really hated them before, but now I sure do.
I gotta. I don't know. You know what? You gotta get yourself the cute little kit. I guess I know what to get you for your birthday. But you got to get yourself the cute little kit.
Absolutely, I do. I do need that in my life because I feel like, oh my goodness, my my toolbox is never organized. I never know where anything is. I just recently learned that there's a difference in metric and
Yeah,
yeah, I just like I didn't know that you had different sizes, and I think that's so silly. Come
Yeah,
on, America, just get with the program. Everybody else, I hate translating shit when I watch stuff on TV.
yeah. Like, why did they make a metric wrench that's not metric? That's the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
It's a metric
Oh
wrench.
my goodness.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's
uh,
just barely, it's just a hair of a difference, just enough to strip a bolt.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, just enough to strip it. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
that is hilarious. Well, we make those mistakes once or twice, and then that's it. Then
Yeah. 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 I won't be making that mistake again. I'll put it down, have somebody else work on it for sure.
Suki asked a good question. She said, "What was your first e-skate?"
My first e-skateboard, I got an InstaWheel V8 off Amazon, which I gotta say, like, that board, you can put that board through hell and back, and, like, it might not be the most exciting board to ride, it might not have any, like, spectacular specs on it, but it is a board that is absolutely gonna last you. I used to take it to work. It got me even through half an inch of snow one time.
Mm,
So that was pretty impressive. I'd leave it chained out to a bike chain. This was back when I worked at the prison, so I couldn't bring it inside. So I had to leave it chained up to a bike chain.
uh,
And it would just sit out there, be -4 degrees.
wow.
And it lasted like half a year under those conditions, raining it. Like bringing it to work, like it's pouring rain down and it's sitting in the rain for hours. Like
Wow.
nobody can tell me those aren't well built boards. I recommend it as a good starter board as well because it doesn't have like a super crazy throttle or anything like that.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it is crazy.
I rode my board through the rain once. I was doing a little test ride on the cloud wheels, and I was only supposed to go out for like 5 minutes, but I had so much fun I stayed out for 2 hours. So
Oh
riding your
yeah.
skateboard in the rain, it's not something that you think about doing. Normally if it starts to rain, you just crawl under a bridge or something. But I it's a whole
Sometimes
new
it's
world.
so fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's a whole new world. If you've never done it, I mean, hopefully you got a board that you can spare. If you've never done it,
Yeah.
it's so worth it, man. To go out there one day in the rain and ride. It is ridiculously fun. It's a whole new world.
Oh
It is.
yeah, even if you don't like I don't mind about taking my my normal boards out during the rain. I understand that it does cause shit to rust and stuff, but it takes so long and those pieces are so cheap. If it's not an electric skateboard, like it's worth the 20-40 bucks to just go ahead and um replace whatever pieces you need to replace cuz it is different. I will
Yeah,
say, remember to drive differently in wet conditions. Sometimes you're skating in the rain, and you get a slide that's not expected. Because it's so nice. Like it really hypes you up, so you want to skate a little faster. And I will say
yeah.
you do gotta watch for that. Yeah.
I I got my acoustic behind me. You just made me think if I can figure out a way to put some cloud wheels on my popsicle stick board. I might need some risers, or I might need some wider trucks or something.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna try it. I think I'm gonna try it because it is fun and I do miss it. But I'm like, now with the boards I got, I'm not taking these things out in the rain, and they're like my pivot. I think my pivot would last in the rain, but I don't think my endurance 2.0 or the 1.0 the I don't think they would last very long in the rain. I think they're differently built.
Oh
The
yeah.
the water
And
rating, the IP rating is different.
yeah, definitely. Like that's what happened to my Karamoa board, which I want to say it was a little bit under 300. It had a top speed of like 28, 29, so it was pretty fast like considering the price. Terrible range. It had no range on it, but it was still a fun, short burst board. And it was right after like my breakup. And it just happened to be raining all the time those like 3 weeks, and I took it out every single day, because I
Wow.
needed it because I just went through a breakup, and it ended up, not surviving, but which is okay because it was there when I needed it to be there.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Suki just asked a question. I missed it. What was that question, Suki? Oh yeah. Do you have a link? Do you know the link on Amazon for that first?
Um, um, like you want me? I can send you a link. Is that what she's
Yeah,
wanting?
that or yeah. I mean, that's no big deal. Or if you just know like the name or something.
Yeah, it should be InstaWheel, but it is kind of spelled a little different. Hold on.
Okay. So for these couple of seconds, while I never ride and get to hold down the screen by myself, let me tell you about the Mad Wheel.
Yeah.
Commercial over. Mad Wheels. Get them at madesk8.com.
Huh. Well, I guess maybe they're not selling it on Amazon anymore. I know I can probably find a link and I can post that later on. But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no biggie, no smalls.
Yeah.
Is there any skateboard you're looking at?
Yes, I am. Excuse me, I'm probably gonna butcher the name of this
Okay.
terribly, but Eco Mobile or however you
Right.
say it.
Yeah, we just
I've been looking into
Eagle.
their boards a lot, and um, they've got a nice lineup of mountain boards. So I'm not like, I don't know, I don't know. It's so hard to choose. There's so many different brands that have so many different things to offer. You know, it's such a hard decision. Um, I know I definitely want to get something with tires. I want to try that out, and in the future probably get a mini that's belt driven. I gotta look
Mhm.
into getting something like that, but
We really like that kicktail.
I do like it. It's at first it really throws you for a loop because you kind of just want to start wheeling, which I
Right.
did once on pure accident and was horrified, but it was so fun. um, yeah, but I don't know. You can really use it to maneuver the board a lot more. See it go in the house.
Yeah,
Goodness.
that's all good.
Yeah.
Um, so were you able to did you do any more willies? Is that like a trick you can do now or no?
Um. Well, see, I do utilize the tail a lot when turning, but no, I don't normally try to go to two wheels. Like, believe it or not, balance actually isn't my strong suit. I can barely walk.
Yeah.
But so it took me probably longer than it should have to become good at skating, you know? Probably took me like 4 or 5 years to actually be decent on a longboard. But
Okay.
yeah, two left feet for sure, but it's so fun, you know? I couldn't give it up. Like, you don't have to be good at things to enjoy things, I think. So,
That's a great philosophy. That is a great
yeah.
philosophy. That's totally how I feel too.
Yeah.
There's people that are faster than me, but I don't know. I doubt that they're having as much fun as I am, and if they are, that's beautiful because I'm
Yeah,
having
and
a
if it
ball.
is, then you're two best friends, you know? You're two guys having a great time, you know?
Yeah,
Like, that's
exactly.
the goal for sure, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to have Brooklyn ride around with me on Frankie, which was an Insta wheel I was telling you about. Just 'cause, you know, it is nice to ride with somebody. Like I appreciate like I ride by myself most times and I enjoy it because it's kind of like my coping for everything else, but you know, every now and again it's great to have a group ride and you know, get
so,
somebody else in on the passion like
speaking of group rides, so you're going on that group ride in Ohio by the lake.
oh yes, oh yes. Yep, I am going to be there for that. I am stoked to be there. I'm going to get to meet so many people in the community that, you know, I've only ever talked to, you know, through Instagram and stuff like that. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that's the best thing about these meetups, about this community. You know, all these beautiful opportunities. You get to meet people that you've only spoken to for months or years. You know, seeing them face to face and asking them all the
Yeah.
questions you've been meaning to ask. I think I wrote some down before. I'll hammer you. I'll see you like, oh my God, remember when you did this episode? What did you think of these wheels? And you said this at the end. Why did you say that? And do you really think it compares well to this? And I mean, like, I'll have a whole list
Yeah.
of questions that I want to get out there. Yep, the gold.
Absolutely, and I feel like it's gonna be like a nice little sneak peek to like it's not gonna be like SCon, but it's gonna be the same community, gathering like as SCon. So I feel like it's just gonna be nice to be able to meet somebody, like, cause I've never raced or anything, so I feel like it's gonna be a nice preview. So that way I'll be a bit more familiar for SCon as well,
Hmm.
just cause knowing some of the people and.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out now the hours. How I'm gonna do it. Like stay a day or two. Um,
Yeah,
I might need
coming
to
early, like.
there might need to be some early coming and some late leaving or something going on here.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened to me at TEF One, a couple of weeks ago with Josh Robinson and all. I saw the whole crew there, like half the people from ESK8, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Job, I'm not coming in today. Y'all just scratch me off. Bye."
Yeah.
Wrote that was all she wrote. And then I think I was mad because people were like, "Yeah, well, I'm leaving, but I'm swinging through Philly tomorrow. So if you want, we can go for a morning ride." I'm like, "Oh man, I should have called out for 2 days." So
Yeah. Yeah, just don't want to miss anything. I totally get that.
yeah, especially like at this late day in the season, October, it'd be nice, but I have no clue what the weather is going to be like. It still
Yeah.
sweltering hot as it is now because this is ridiculous. I can't wait until the night so I can get some cool breeze.
Oh yeah. I mean, one thing about the I try to remind myself that this is the time I was waiting for during winter, so be grateful it's not 20 degrees again, but it is kind of nice for it to be a nice cool cuz that way you can wear, hoodies and sweatpants, wear something safe.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was wearing sweatpants the other night when I was working on a slide, and I was pretty into the slide when I ended up leaning a little bit too far back, and I lost my balance mid slide, and I ended up falling off, and I was grateful I had sweatpants on, which it was a night skate, so it wasn't blistering hot, so
Right, right.
but yeah.
Yeah, I just went the other day. I think it must have been yesterday. Matter of fact, it was one of the videos I posted. I posted the video and I was like, you know what? I wasn't wearing my helmet again. And I try to wear it. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Wasn't wearing.
Yeah.
I get so comfortable when I'm just practicing and chilling and relaxing, like not really saying, okay, I'm gonna go all out and see how fast I can make these turns. But
Yeah, but
yeah, it's a bad habit I get into. Oh, and it was bad.
yeah.
I had a lot of fun, and that's when I said, "Ooh, wait, I'm having fun. Time to definitely put the helmet on." This is
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, see, the
doing
way
so
I like to think about it is like you can't, it's not even about how fast you're going. It's about, because I never thought I needed a helmet until I got hit by that SUV. So it's not even about how fast you're going. It could be what hits you, you got to be really careful with head injuries. I'd never had one. I had that really bad one, and it changed my point of view forever towards helmets. Like
right.
I do miss the breeze in your face and everything sometimes, but like if we're talking longevity of being able to ride, I think it's important.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, I do. I say
Yeah.
like one. I'm in a private parking lot, so I know I'm not really too worried about cars, but it's still just one slip and fall and hitting the back of your head. That's
Oh
all
yeah.
where you can't spell your own name. Let's
Yeah,
talk.
absolutely.
Let's talk about your accident. So you were coming home from work that day, or take me through it a little.
No, so I had gotten a call from Brooklyn, and I had both my e-boards at the time, 'cause it would not be like irregular for me to just ride one and carry one while I rode. So I was carrying my Insta wheel, which was already, no grip tape, all kinds of fucked up, but still rode. And I was riding my Meepo, and I was about 2 blocks from her house. It was a four-way, and I had kind of not stopped at all towards this stop sign. I kind of yielded, and I looked over, and coming on, I was trying to go straight, and coming from my right was this SUV, and I had about 1 second, one good second before I was like, oh, this car's about to hit, well, I'm about to get hit by a car. And so what I do was I had my board in my left hand and my remote in my right. I kind of just jumped, closed my eyes, and like tried to spin backwards. Um, so I feel like I had a good reaction. Like I'm glad I jumped. I ended up hitting right before her driver's side mirror, and I ended up, I guess, on the windshield, shattered her windshield. But what had really fucked me up was when I hit my head on the pavement after the fact. That's what gave me internal head bleeding. Like if it would have just been for, if I would have been wearing a helmet, I would have been fine. Other than the cuts and whatnot, like I have a little piece missing on my tattoo from it, but this happened back in March, right before SCon. So total
Are
bummer.
you feeling any residual headaches? Are you sleeping okay? Uh,
I'm probably
that,
sleeping too good. I did get a lot of headaches there for a while. Anytime I'd get overwhelmed or like there'd just be a lot of stuff going on, I'd get a headache. Um, just really just like an old Windows computer, just really slow to respond to anything. My memory and focus definitely I think that's the thing that stuck was my focus and my memory. After it first happened, I thought I was gonna be stupid forever. Like I was like, oh man, what just happened? Like luckily, now that it's been about 4 months have passed by, luckily, it's I've, healed a little bit, but I'm still definitely going through it. It's definitely something that has changed me forever, changed how I look at things, changed my viewpoint towards safety gear and
okay.
yeah, for sure.
For those of you that don't know, Tori got into a fight with an SUV, and it's debatable who won, her or the SUV. She walked away.
Yeah. Yeah, at first it would have been me, but over having to deal with it.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was tracking my ride actually that day, so I got to see myself shoot down from 20 to 10, which I had a lot of weight on me that day. I had my backpack and I had the other board for Brooklyn, but I was able to slow down all the way to 9 miles per hour before impact, and then you could just see it shoot to zero. And oh man, wish I would have had a GoPro that day. That would have been awesome,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I try to keep good humor about it because, if you're not laughing about it, then
Yeah. And we've
I don't
all
know
been
how you're getting through it. Yeah.
we've all been there. We've all been there. Cars, railroad tracks, you know, rocks,
Yeah.
squirrels, whatever. It could we're all just one sneeze away from a fall ourselves. That's the funny
Absolutely.
when you got your helmet on and you're like you feel a big sneeze coming on and you're like, oh my God, I got something, this is about to be bad. And
Yeah, oh
it,
man.
it takes your level of I can deal of what can I deal with, to a whole new level, because you can sneeze and fill up the whole front of your visor and just be like, you know what, at
Oh
least
goodness.
I didn't fall, so it's a good thing. I'm
Yeah.
not be grossed out right now. But yeah,
At least it's your own mucus, so
uh,
hopefully nobody else, saw all of that just
right.
Oh man. Yeah.
Gotta get the visor up. So
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a huge difference between the type of injury, you get as well. Like you might be fall way slower and like it can hurt a whole lot more. Like if you haven't stretched or anything, like I thank the Lord that I stretched before I got hit by that car. I only imagine how much
Mhm.
worse it could have been. Like, cause I don't know, pulled muscle to me hurts worse than a bleeding knee or something like that. Like I feel like
No,
there's different pain tolerances that you can kind of grow and.
you're right. You're right. Torn ligaments and all. I'll take the
Oh
sling.
yeah.
I'll take a
Oh
sore
yeah, absolutely.
over torn ligaments any day.
Yeah, or dislocating something. Yeah, that can be really rough. Um, turns out you can dislocate ribs, and that is awesome. So awesome. Yeah. So always trying to stay in high spirits about it.
Yeah. There's a lot of protection gear if you look online and just do a random search for closeout protection gear, motorcycle protection gear on closeout.
Oh,
There's
absolutely. Yeah.
a lot of good deals. I find things that are like hundreds of dollars for less than 100. A lot of times, like chest protectors, back protectors. You know,
Yeah.
so I always try and post them when I can.
Yeah.
Shopping, let me know.
I I distinctively remember one time I was skating. It was like probably December, middle of winter. I had my big old coat on, and I ended up hitting one of those littler manholes because it was the middle of the night, and I remember falling completely flat onto my stomach. Wind got knocked out of me, but all I can remember thinking is, "Thank God," because if it was summer right now,
Yeah,
I'd have a couple bruised ribs from that. But so I mean, even like just anything, you got to think anything between you and the ground is a good thing for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. I was riding last summer, and I was on a sidewalk. It was nighttime. I was going 5 miles an hour, really slow, like really, really slow. And I rolled over a patch of grass about the size of a softball. But what I couldn't see was inside that patch of grass was a pipe sticking up. And
Oh
yeah, that
no.
pipe grabbed my front trucks and said, "Get over here," and just
Yeah.
smashed
Yeah,
everything
stopped you
right,
in your tracks.
stopped me. The board stopped. I kept going, and it was one of those. What was that? As I'm flying through the air,
Yeah.
but slow. Like you said, I'm only going 5, so it
Yeah.
wasn't.
Oh my God. Yeah, but you like double your speed once you get thrown off. Like I'm telling
Yeah,
you, I've said this for years. It's arguably more dangerous to go slower. Like it's always when I'm skating really slow to keep pace with somebody that's walking or something
right,
because it's harder to run over. The wheels don't have the momentum to get over it, and then
right,
oh
exactly.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that thing snatched my soul from me. I was glad that I wasn't going faster. But let's see. Okay, Sookies. So if it's been 115 years and science fails to save us, all that is left is a book about your life. What would the title of that book be? And give me a blurb to tell me about that book, Tori. So what would the
Okay.
title be?
So
And then
I'm not the best namer, but I guess I'd probably go with not all who wander are lost.
love it.
Um and I feel like it would kind of just start with like all of the discouraging events in my life and how life kind of turned out to be so much different than what I imagined it to be, and like how it's always like it always kind of feels like another thing, but there's always a way to get your spirits, to be high enough to get through it, like if there's a will, there's a way, and sometimes it's not about like how hard something actually is. It's about your headspace, if that makes sense. Like I went through a lot of things in my life, and skating has been the one thing that's always worked, that's always helped. And I think I'd probably try to keep that as, you know, life takes you in strange directions for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
like I never
Well,
would have thought I'd be trying to make something out of skating 4 years ago, you know.
yeah, ditto. I look at this every day I wake up. And like I know we got a couple of projects that we're working on, and I was thinking about them just this morning. And I was like, wow, I got projects that are due, that are overdue. Like, me and Torrie gotta kick it in gear and get some work done before this stuff starts to pile up. But
Yeah.
just thinking like, wow, how did we get here? This is such a blessed place to be, that I get to ride skateboards, have fun talking about skateboards, meet
Oh
interesting
yeah.
people that also like to ride and talk about skateboards. And that was really one of the best moments of ESK8 not to just hawk on it, but one of the best moments of ESK8 my first year going, which was the second year of the event. Remember the first year
People
event,
sharing the passion, yeah.
people sharing a passion, like 500 of us looking around saying, wow, I'm not alone. There's other people that really enjoy doing this just as much as I do, and talking about it as much as I do, and spending just as much money on it as I do. And just meeting people you don't even know, and like I can say, oh look, that's an Endurance 2.0, and somebody, oh, you never rode it, here it is. That person doesn't know me at all, and here they are just throwing a $3,000 board at me and saying,
Oh, the
hey,
best community as well. Yeah, you
yeah,
wouldn't expect it, but it really is. After the car accident, my Meepo deck broke, and somebody sent me like they had by somehow they saw my post and sent it in the mail. I just gave them my like mailing address, and after it got to my house, I paid them for shipping, and that was it. 30
that was,
bucks to fix my board. Like
yeah,
God sent person right there. Like,
yeah, that's sweet.
and
We're the
it
best.
was. It touched my heart, like it really like it one of the worst times in my life was after I got hit by that car and having to like relearn how to, just to be able to talk and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
but the community's so great. I remember right after I got on Instagram and like kind of saw that like right after I figured out that there was a race every year, that there's these people meeting up somewhere in the country to go race, like I was like, "Oh my god, I have people. These are my people," It like reminded me of like Ice Age, when the first movie, when he realized there was other mammoths and he wasn't like the
yeah,
only one. I was like, "God, a community to validate me."
exactly. That's
Great
what we are.
discovery. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly what we are.
Anybody else I tell, like normally they're like, "Oh, that's a lot of money for a skateboard." I'm like, "No, but it's not though. It's not though. It's actually
Yeah,
great. It's a great thing."
yeah. There's
Yeah.
not enough money that I could ever spend on a skateboard.
Oh
There's
God, no.
no amount would be too much. No amount of them are too many. Can't have too many.
Oh God, no. They're all different in their own little ways, and you might not see it until you ride it. Like I've been wanting to make some reviews of the boards I've had. Now that I've had, a couple different ones, can feel the difference. I feel like I have stuff to talk about. They all got their own pros and cons, and you know.
Do you have any with double kingpin?
Yeah, yeah, I've just recently found out about those. I don't know, they're so outlandish to think about, like I bet they're great. I bet it really changes the game. I
It does.
definitely am interested in getting a board and getting that set up, and with the tires it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that's a whole new that's a whole new level. It's amazing because the community has come so far.
Oh
At
yeah.
one point that was the hot thing. Everybody wanted double kingpin, but now we've got channel trucks and duality trucks and 3 link
All
trucks, and
kinds of things, yeah.
so many options now. So
Yeah.
you may never get back to double kingpin because there's so many different things headed your way. There's a chance you may never get back there. I mean, I guess you could always ride somebody's board, but yeah, it's just so many options and so many different options.
Oh God, yeah, it can be almost overwhelming, but I mean, it's such a fun time to get to like explore like what you like and what you don't like, and like some stuff, like I don't know. I'm just really grateful for like I actually used to hate on electric skateboards, believe it or not. I was a hater. My brother suggested them to me, and I was like, nah, F that. And I ended up getting one. Flip switch right there. Right then and there. Completely flip script. Like, I love them to death now. Like, it really reminds you that you gotta try new things and be willing to try, like, odd things and, like, It definitely changed my perspective on trying stuff, like whether I think it's gonna work or not. Like just remember to enjoy it while you do.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried a electric unicycle for the first time at TEF One, and it was scary as heck.
I
Uh,
bet.
I think I got up to a maximum speed of around 2.5 miles an hour.
Uphill or
You
downhill?
flat,
Flat, flat.
flat.
Yeah.
Could not get that thing to pick up speed. You gotta trust the computer, and that's what I couldn't do. I was just having
Oh
trouble
yeah.
just sending it. I couldn't even
Gotcha.
sit on a leash and bring it back. I was not sending anything.
So how do you control one of those?
All lean. The more you lean forward, the faster it goes. And you just got
Oh, so what's
my
keeping you from like, you know?
computer. The computer.
Oh,
That's
yeah, gotcha.
that's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Computer. Trust your lean angle, and it wasn't working for me. I was just very, my shoulders, my neck all up to my shoulders all up to
Yeah,
my
all
chin.
tensed up,
Yeah,
which is a
exactly.
horrible way to fall, by the way.
Exactly. And that's the thing.
Yeah,
I can't fall off of one of them, so I don't feel comfortable riding one. You know,
absolutely, yeah. That's the
skateboard.
first like thing everybody should learn.
Yep.
Like I've taught many people how to skate. Cause it's just always something I want to do. So I'm like, oh, why don't you learn to skate with me then? I'll teach you. And that's always the first thing I start with. Is just the first thing you need to know is just how to fall, how to just let it happen, accept it when it's happening, knowing when it cannot
Mm,
happen. But just not tensing up is a huge part of it. And
yeah.
yeah, not being too stiff for sure. I don't know if you've ever fallen like when you probably should have stretched first, but oh my goodness. I wasn't even going that fast, but oh man, like this was one of the few times like I stood up and I went and I sat my ass on the curb because holy shit, man, like I pulled my shoulder or something. And I still think about that. It was just a normal skateboard I was riding that day too, but definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I did one of those too. Like you said, I was going slow, and that's what made it really horrible. I was on the sidewalk, and I was probably going like 3 miles an hour, literally three, not 30, just three,
Yeah.
very, very slow. And again, got through one of those rough sections where there was a lot of grass popping up through the cement and couldn't see where the road was. So it threw me off the board. It ain't through is if I was going fast, you could say through. It tossed me off the board going so slow, and I wasn't expecting it, and I just got like a cheese grater. I'm just falling and spinning on the fence because I can't catch myself, and I just keep falling and spinning and falling. I'm like, this is the stupid, slowest, longest fall I've ever had. Literally
Oh,
ever, just falling and spinning and
norm-
falling.
normally the longer the fall, the less intense it is, but I guess
Yeah,
that's not always the case.
this was a special stupid fall where
Yeah.
you just it was a trip, and then tripped into a trip, and then another trip, and it was like, are you serious? You can't
Yeah.
like one of those things when you're in 2 inches of water, and if you can just stand up, you'll stop drowning, but you can't stand up, so you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I've had some
I
dumb
have the
falls.
yeah, I feel like I have issues with like popping my board or like just like doing something like there's always people around. Like do I know these people? No. Do I care about what these people think? No. But like am I having problems popping my board to pick it up? Absolutely. Like is it like I'll kick it or like get my foot up underneath it to spin it around. And I don't know, I feel like there's always the silliest things happen when there's people around.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But you don't notice until right after and you're like, "Oh, but that was funny for you."
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
My mom brought up the fact that there's probably dash cam footage somewhere of like me eating it and
uh,
like Oh my god, I think about that all the time now. Like, I would pay money to whoever has dash cam footage of me just eating it, because I know there's gotta, I've eaten it in front of so many cars, like,
Mm-hmm.
like trying to stop on a dime, like for the stop sign or whatever, and just getting thrown, Board stops, I do like that, normal boards, you gotta go chase your board down, but electric boards,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's sweet when you call it back over and everybody says that same thing. Oh my God, that's electric?
Yeah,
Yes.
little
Gotcha.
kids and older people, like they look at you like so like the looks from little kids and stuff, I gotta say, like one of my favorite parts, they'll yell at you. Like I've had kids roll down their window and be like, "You're so awesome. Is that electric?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, buddy." It's so wholesome and it just feels so good. Like kids love it the most, I swear.
Yeah, for sure. And it does look amazing.
Yeah.
And just seeing somebody come gliding around at 15, 20 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
If this was around when I was, a child, life would be completely different. Life would just be different right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
It's an amazing thing to have in your life, an electric skateboard.
Oh
What
God, yeah. I used
what
to be good at saving money before I realized how awesome these things were, and now, anytime I get like a good sum of money, another skateboard.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
don't regret any of them.
no, me neither. I
Yeah.
It's funny because I will give anyone my last dime. I go out, do whatever I can to help my family. Um, and then there's skateboards, like you said. You know,
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
if I need a new pair of sneakers, and this is just one of my character flaws. If I need a new pair of sneakers, I'm like, I thought the old pair is good. I don't
Yeah,
really need
they're
to
okay
I
for
don't need to
another.
spend money on a pair of sneakers. Do I? Shoot, let the new skateboard come out at
Yeah,
a
oh
hundred.
yeah, man. I
Yeah,
mean, and I've
it's amazing.
never been a huge on being a consumer. Like I don't really want a whole lot of things because I really like I take a lot of things into consideration when getting like and I just but with boards though it's so hard not to just imagine yourself out there like riding on one and like the
Yep.
amount of hours I put into it like every electric skateboard is underpriced. If you're looking at the amount of hours I get out of these boards, like,
Right. Right.
when you really love something, like, I
Yeah.
think it is worth it. Yeah.
It's totally worth it because I don't have any regrets about spending all this money. Most of my boards are I paid for. One or two was given to me, but most of them I paid for, and there's no regret at all. Some of them I'm still
Yeah.
paying for. To be quite.
Yeah. I was always the kind of person like I didn't like making payments to stuff. I only ever wanted to buy something if I could buy it outright. I bought my mattress outright. I bought my cars outright. Maybe they were shit cars, but I still bought them outright.
Yep.
And like e-boards have actually made me consider going into payments. They've
Yeah.
been the only thing ever in the existence of everything that I've been thinking like, maybe I could, maybe a little bit of interest isn't so bad, like
Yeah. I
so
mean,
I feel like
I definitely pay it off early and avoid as much interest, if not all of it. But yeah, once there's that option of, would you like to buy this now? All right, give it up. All right, come
I
on,
think it's
just
a great option that they offer because it makes, people that like it makes it more budget friendly to people who might not, have the money. And I mean, if you look around like you can find a lot of boards and stuff for like you just got to really look for a good cheap board because they are out there and sometimes you might have to sacrifice range or you might need but like body
wait.
if you haven't tried them they're worth a try for sure.
Yeah, you glitched out on me for a second. I got scared.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, scam callers.
yeah, right.
Yeah, oh my god, I feel like there's been a huge spike in them recently.
Totally. Yeah, me too. Me too. And they're getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
Got some dirt on this thing. I'm trying to get off. So what's the plans for tonight? You going out? You riding?
Oh yeah, I've already got one skate in for the day, but I didn't fully skate because I wanted to make sure that there was ample time for me to make it for this interview.
I think
But I definitely am gonna be taking the mini out for another one. And yeah, after that, I've been really considering taking out my normal longboard because it's been a minute. Um, show them some love, but we'll see how it goes. I know for sure I'm gonna charge up my phone a little bit, and that's the first thing I'm doing.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel really blessed to have as much time skating as I do here recently, especially.
Yeah, me too. I'm not even gonna hold you. Me too. And I think about you and Devin and Titus and Sookie and Craig and James Buddy Cook. I think about all you guys riding in tan, and I'm like, you know what? I know right now there's somewhere either riding or you're somewhere wishing you could ride. So when I have the
Oh
opportunity,
yeah, it's somewhere waiting for it to charge back up.
exactly, I'm like, you know what? I got the opportunity right now. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Like right now, I think my board is just under like 1/3 charged, and I got like 1/3 of a charge left, and I don't want to. I want to skate it out and kill it before I charge it again. So that's at least another maybe 20 miles or 30 miles
Oh
before.
man, I am so envious of your range. I have
Yeah,
to say, like,
yeah, this thing is sick with the range. I mean, you cannot kill it in one day. That's why I was so
really?
surprised.
Okay, so what is your total range on that board?
It's hard to say.
It
If
is hard to say because riding and how fast and hard, but
Yeah, well, yeah, and mainly the setup. Like if I'm wearing pneumatic wheels, then I'm so far I've gotten like a good. I got 20 and there's plenty left. But I was riding like super duper hard, like full throttle the whole time, and so out of that 20 miles, I'm sure I had another 10 or 15 in me. So that would have been like 30, 35, possibly 40 miles. But that again was 6-inch pneumatics. If I
yeah.
put if I put cloud wheel 165 millimeter rovers on here, that's the big like 6-inch rovers, then I'm going to get about 100 miles of range out of a single charge.
Wow. Wow.
And
So how much? Wow. So
if not
take
more.
my money right now. I'll let you send me a board that's gonna take me 100 miles.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm serious.
man,
And you know,
Lord, best
it's
miles I've ever got was like 26.
yeah. When you're rolling with the Thanes, these Thanes is probably going to give me like 50, 60, 70, 80. So I guess I would say yeah,
Crazy.
somewhere between like 60 and 80 easily, depending on how hard. But with those 165 rovers, again, depending on how hard you're riding. But if you
That makes
just
a huge difference.
yeah, it makes a huge difference. Huge difference.
Huge.
The those rovers are like the equivalent of rolling around on 80 psi, and the higher the psi, the less roller resistance. So the more range you're going to get.
Yeah.
So, and if it's a softer wheel, it's going to eat up your range. So,
What's the
it,
hill gradient?
like, what can the board do, or just like what's
Yeah,
the board
like
says it can do 30 degrees or more. A hill that's 30 degrees, and it'll do it. That's for sure. Um, but I'm usually doing elevation changes of like 40, 50 feet.
oh yeah. I mean, most boards are capable of higher. It's just, they'll get a little slower, but yeah. That also like how good it is in that aspect can also like really, affect the range cuz I tell you what, like if you're going up a big hill, that'll kill your battery. It sucks. Like I've had to kick my heavy boards up hills to make sure I had enough charge to get home.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I've definitely been there. When I first got this, I forgot to charge it, so I went out on like whatever charge it came with, and it was
Too
getting slow.
excited.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, exactly. I was so excited. I just was,
Yeah.
and then it was dying on me. I'm like, what's wrong with this board? Why is it dying? And
Oh no, and then yeah, your heart
forgot.
drops for a minute. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Anytime it
Like,
seems like there's an issue with the board, it's just heart drops. Absolutely.
yeah, I'm ready to sell everything for the next board. It's crazy. I'm addicted. I'm not ashamed
Yeah.
to admit.
Yeah, my
No.
dad calls it my unhealthy obsession. And like I'm like, Dad, you're so right, but also it's like one of the only healthy things I do for myself. So like give and take, man. Give and take for sure. I don't know.
Yep.
Obsession definitely though. Um I don't know, it's just I feel like it's a great hobby to have. Like it gets you outside, gets you moving. Even on electric boards, like people want to think there's no physical like aspect to e-boards. There absolutely is. I mean, like there can be like little to none, with e-boards if like that's how like you prefer to ride it, but like if you're hauling ass, you're gonna feel those vibrations and like making those turns like it really does like, you gotta use like you gotta exert like physical energy for that.
Yeah, you definitely get a nice core workout, all in your stomach and your abs,
Absolutely.
um, and your legs,
Oh
your
yeah.
shins, your knees.
Yeah.
It
I come home sweaty every single time. Doesn't matter if it's which board I'm riding, if it's electric or not, like
yeah, yeah. Skateboarding is the bomb.
it
Can't
is.
I thank God that I was born in this age and this era that I didn't miss this. That I'm not.
Yes.
You know, this is fun. Fun
Yeah.
time to be alive.
Yeah, I feel extra grateful just because I feel like a lot of people don't know what, what their passion is or like what they really enjoy super early in life. And, like I'm 21 and I know this is what I love more than anything. And I feel grateful to have found out so early. Some people don't find out until like, you know,
No, you're right. You are
yeah, so,
you are correct.
yeah. So I'm glad I wasn't a hater on these e-boards forever because I would
Yeah,
have been missing out.
yeah, totally. I'm glad you came over.
Absolutely, yeah.
So let me see. I guess we discussed a lot. Anybody got any questions before we call it a day? Um, I know I want to say thank you for joining us, Torrie, for this chat. Thank you for introducing yourself to the community. And community, thank you for receiving Torrie and myself and Suki and the ESK8 show. We totally appreciate you. We work hard to bring you the innermost thoughts of our ESK8 minds every week. So, thanks for receiving it. Can't say that enough. Without you, we'd just be talking to ourselves in the mirror, talking about, you know what? That board, those new trucks, that's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do. I'm gonna get them.
Talking to the people that don't want to hear about it in our lives saying, "Don't you talk about skateboards enough? Don't you yap about that enough?" No, I don't. I have so
Yeah,
much more to say. Let me finish. Oh
yeah.
goodness.
Listen, so I just got back from Greece, and the funniest thing was I did not see one skateboard while I was over there. There was a bunch of scooters, no EUC,
Heartbroken.
no one wheels, nothing. For some reason, I think I may have seen a one wheel, but no skateboards. I don't think any one wheels, nothing. It was just scooter, moped, motorcycle, scooter, and
Yeah.
I was looking for an acoustic to ride. But the streets over there are
Questionable.
very questionable, and then there's everything's marble and granite, and skating on marble
Gotcha.
and granite is questionable as well.
Yeah. I feel
So
like you'd be slipping everywhere. Is that kind of like?
yeah, you
Yep.
definitely. It's a little bit of dust, and it's like skating on marbles.
Yeah. To me,
And
that's
same,
fun though.
yeah.
Like
See
the
that?
part that scares you a little bit, like that's the part like, oh man, but
Yeah,
maybe what if I do this, it'll work out for me, like that's the stuff that
Exactly. Yeah, I was doing laps. I was doing laps. Those. So you know how you got those little rumble strips at the corner for blind people to let them know they're at
Oh
the
yeah.
corner. So whenever you ride your skateboard over that, it totally throws your wheels like for a loop. And I was doing laps um, around that, and I would enter it and exit once, enter, exit twice. So I'm doing laps over these little
Yeah.
rough bridges, and it was amazing to see how it was throwing the rear end more than it was throwing the front end, and
Okay.
how I was used to the throw. You know, um, like you said, practicing those areas where it's a problem is that's how you get better.
Yeah.
That's what makes
Oh
you a better.
yeah. It
So,
feels like drifting on like a skateboard kind of like when you're like hitting like a bunch of small gravel or something and it's just something that slides with you is a whole lot different than something that like stays in place. So like the bumps, obviously they're staying in place. So like that kind of just yeah, kind of like I guess I need to examine my board more, take a closer look when I go over those to see like
oh yeah,
kind of how.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you always want to go straight as possible.
Oh yeah.
Any turn is going to be magnified more. So that's actually what I started doing, turning just harder and harder and hitting the turns harder over that spot. And it was really, a new feeling, a new level of, all right, the board is doing something that is abnormal and I'm getting used to it. You know, I
Yeah, it's
love
such a great feeling to see progress in yourself.
exactly, exactly. But listen, I know us. We could talk all night about skateboards, so I don't want to keep Sookie up too late. It's probably midnight over there
Oh
already.
goodness, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Torrie, for coming out. Thank you, Sookie, for having us. Um, I hate to go, but I know it's probably time to. So
Yeah. It was definitely a good chat. Thank you guys for having me on the show. I do appreciate it.
yeah, I'm looking forward to you coming back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Sookie.